happened with Hurricane Ida and how long we were without power then.
Zeta.
Well, and those restaurants are going to throw away food.
Yes.
People want something to eat.
Right.
Keeps businesses going, all good
great.
things. And hopefully we don't have to test that system this year.
Gosh, knock on all the wood.
Whatever wood we can find in here, knock on it.
Oh, there we go.
Not that I'm superstitious, but let's be superstitious with hurricane season.
Yes.
The two named storms that we have out there will fizzle out over open water, not posing a threat to us. Our focus continues on the building heat. Now, today at least we did have some cooling showers, mainly south of the city and down toward the coast. I had to go back in time. This is starting at 11 a.m. Had some thunderstorms, again, generally bayou parishes down toward the coast. Had some of these build a little bit farther north, but for the most part, the city stayed dry. We did have a couple of little outflow boundaries with some thunderstorms in the river parishes, but most of the activity stayed as it did yesterday, bayou parishes and the coast, kind of the same setup on Wednesday. And now, updating radar, we are dry, unlike the last several days where we've at least had some decent rain coverage, even going into the late afternoon, early evening hours today. Rain is just about done, and our computer models indicating we are probably going to stay fairly quiet. We did have at least a little bit more passing cloud cover around parts of the city, but we didn't really get into the rainfall in Metro New Orleans. 92 was our high today, and again, that was because of some of those later morning showers that developed in the river parishes. We got a little bit of cloud cover preventing us from spiking a bit more at Kenner because there was no measurable rainfall at the airport. Kind of partly to mostly cloudy skies out over the city. Elsewhere, we've started to see that bright sunshine either come back or continue. 86 is now our temperature at Kenner. Winds out of the southwest at 5 miles an hour. On the North Shore, again, rainfall was south, stayed in the sunshine, and they're still in the low mid 90s. And dew points actually got into some slightly drier air farther north. Dew points in the 50s in Macomb actually felt pretty nice there, in lower 60s at Bogalusa. Elsewhere, we've been generally in the 70s. The reason for that little drier air mass is because of this northerly flow that we have over us. Again, had the boundary that got our shower and thunderstorm activity going, but this northerly flow is because we are stuck in between the upper high to our west and this upper low to the east. This pattern is going to start to change, and with the building high heading our way, that will allow temperatures to start getting back into the mid and I think more upper 90s. Now, with the last time we had the upper ridge kind of building over us, the ridge itself stayed anchored more over Texas. This time the ridge is going to be positioning itself almost directly over the deep south. That's why I'm more inclined to think we will start seeing upper 90s. That means heat indices probably approaching at times maybe the 110 to 115. So those excessive heat warnings we saw last week, get ready to see more of those as we head into next week. All of our thunderstorm activity is now well offshore, and there may be another weak disturbance during the day tomorrow, coupled with some afternoon heating that could get a bit more rain coverage at times during the day. Models not exactly in perfect agreement, so we'll give a range of about 40 to 50% scattered showers and storms. Again, a lot of it may be more along the bayou parishes and coast, but the model indicating maybe some building back over the city. So if nothing else, we'll get into some cooling showers during the course of the day tomorrow, because as we head towards Sunday and especially next week, that ridge building in, we're not going to see much of any rainfall. Quick check of the tropics. We have Brett, which is weakening. Boy, really poorly organized as it is starting to encounter wind shear and dry air. Cindy will have an opportunity to further strengthen, but both of these are going to be impacted by not only wind shear, but very dry air. Where they're positioned right now, note the dry air and wind shear over the Caribbean. Not exactly a dry air mass, but also not exactly a very moist one either over the tropical Atlantic. And when we kind of colorize or get a little bit more high definition on the forecast of the dry air moisture, note both of these systems are going to encounter very dry air. So we'll see Brett dissipate over the Caribbean this weekend, and then Cindy probably by early next week. Cindy doesn't look like it will affect land at all. What's interesting about, again, getting that third named storm so early in the season is that on an average season, the first named tropical storm would not happen until August 3rd. Here we go. Yesterday is when Cindy was named. That was June 22nd. So we are running ahead of schedule for an average season. Doesn't mean that's doesn't mean that's how the rest of the season will go, but certainly a very early active start. However, models not indicating any further development, at least for the time being, after Cindy dissipates early next week. Again, may see a little bit better chance of some showers and storms during the day tomorrow. Then we dry out and heat up. Not that we will be completely dry, but shower coverage is going to be a little bit harder to come by as that high builds in, high temperatures reaching the upper 90s.